Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Express on SABC3. Both Bob and I, Blob. The black guys in the studio are still recovering from that spider trauma. We appreciate Rabubi on the screen. We're not just, hey Bob, not close by, hey? Now we cool, we cool, boys.
You should see Bob disappear under the couch with the spider.
You were so sneaky. Oh my word, that was too much stress for me. But of course, the 19th of May is World Baking Day, and we are encouraging you, our Expresso viewers, to conquer a cake that you have never baked before. All you have to do is go to worldbakingday.com and, of course, pick your challenge. And once you've actually made your masterpiece, all you have to do is send us a picture at baking@expressoshow.com. And if yours is successful, you could be live on Expresso baking your masterpiece and, of course, walking away with some fantastic prizes as well, hey?
Yeah, man. And I'd like to see a before and after. I'd like to see your first attempt and then the end result. I'm gonna try Mississippi mud pie.
Mississippi mud pie.
I'm just saying I've baked shortbread before, and that to me, I could do that. So it's at least like a starting point, right?
There we go.
Absolutely.
I haven't tried to make a milk tart yet, but that actually might be what I tried to do, hey?
Well, you might get a tip or two.
Hey, let's hand it over to the experts then, I say.
Baking Brave is the theme for this year's World Baking Day, and finalist Candice is going to show us one of her signature recipes that requires some skill.
Hi, I'm Candice, and today we'll be making milk tart filled profiteroles with a white chocolate ganache. We're going to start with our choux pastry, which we're going to make on the stovetop. We're going to add flour, Stork, salt, sugar and eggs with a bit of water, make our pastry and then pipe out our buns, which we're then going to fill with a milk tart filling and drizzle with white chocolate ganache. To start with the choux pastry, we pour in our water into a pot on a medium-high heat, and then we add the Stork to melt together with the sugar. Once that's all melted, we're going to add our flour all at once. It's quite important to add all at the same time. So we're going to add our flour in, we're going to beat that with the water and the Stork, the sugar, until it comes away from the sides of the pot. As soon as that happens, we're going to crack in our eggs. You may not need all 3 of them, so just stir until it sloppily drops off the spoon. Okay, so we're going to put our plastic bag into our jug and fold it over. It just makes it easier to fill it when it's actually in a jug. We're going to put the choux pastry mixture into the bag until all of it's inside. Then pick it up and make sure everything's squeezed to the bottom, and snip off just a tiny corner so you can pipe through that. Right, so we're going to pipe the buns onto the tray. There's no need to spray it beforehand with any non-stick spray because it's got Stork in it, and also a non-stick spray can actually burn the bottom of your choux pastry buns, so you don't need to do that. There will be a little point at the top of each bun, so just wet your finger in some water and just use it to smooth down the top of each bun. It also helps give it a nice crisper top. Great, and now into the oven they go.
To receive the list of ingredients for the profiteroles and decadent white chocolate ganache, visit the Expresso website or SMS the keyword Stork to 33728.
While the choux buns are baking, we're going to make the milk tart filling for the profiteroles, and for that you'll need milk, eggs, cinnamon and nutmeg, vanilla extract, Stork, maizena and flour, and then sugar. So first we're going to pour the milk into a pot over the stove. And we're just going to let that heat. It doesn't need to boil, it's just to become warm. And in a separate jug, we're going to mix 2 eggs with the sugar and the flour, the maizena, and we're just going to whisk that until it becomes smooth. When the milk has heated, we're going to pour a little bit of this into the egg mixture just to heat it through. Going to mix that all through, and then pour the egg mixture back into the rest of the milk on the pan, and stirring while you do that. Now we just have to wait for this to thicken, so over medium to high heat, just continue whisking until you see it thicken. Don't worry if you get lumps, we'll sieve those out just now. Right, so that's thickened. We're now going to pour it into a bowl through a sieve and strain that through before adding the Stork and our vanilla. You should now have a nice smooth mixture, And we'll just put that to one side to cool slightly while we move on to the ganache. Our choux buns have come out the oven and I've left them to cool for about 15 minutes, and we can now look at filling them. So first we're going to make a small slit at the bottom of each choux pastry bun with a sharp knife. And once we've done that for all of them, we're going to fill our pastry bag with our milk tart mixture. And then squeeze it all together and just snip off a little hole at the bottom. Then just take each bun and just insert the tip of the bag into the bottom and just squeeze until you feel the mixture taking up all of the space inside the bun. You should feel it inflate a bit under your fingers. And we're just going to do that with all of our buns. Don't worry about being too neat, it is at the bottom of the bun. I'm also going to cover them with the white chocolate ganache. Great, and when that's done, so you can either dip the tops of the buns into the white chocolate ganache now, or as I like to do them, eat them rather messily. Take a spoon and drizzle over your white chocolate ganache generously, and then probably best serve with serviettes.
Let's take another look. Bring the water, milk, Stork, sugar and salt to a boil. Then quickly add all the flour and beat. Cook for a minute, then allow it to cool before beating in the eggs slowly. Place in a piping bag and pipe rounds into a baking tray. Bake at 170 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes. For the milk tart filling, heat milk and slowly add the beaten eggs, sugar, corn flour and flour while whisking. Return to the saucepan and heat until thick. Add the vanilla, Stork and spices and allow it to cool. Fill the profiteroles with the milk tart filling and dip into the ganache.
And there you have it, milk tart filled profiteroles with the white chocolate ganache. A taste of South Africa and an elegant afternoon tea time treat.
The 19th of May is World Baking Day. Conquer a cake you've never baked before. Choose your challenge and bake brave.